Here we are, live at 5. All right, let's start off with something really simple. Now, I don't know if I say right leg back, I put my left leg back. It's a mirror image for you, but just as best you possibly can, just mirror what I'm doing. Okay, it's fairly simple stuff. We'll start off with some strikes and we'll get into some blocks. So first of all, just whichever leg is forwards, that hand is going to be your high hand. When I say high, I mean about chin height. And whichever leg is back, that one's going to be your low hand. So this is your guard position. So whenever I say back to guard position, always come back to here. Okay? And this one doesn't sort of sit on the hip and it doesn't sort of hang down. Just from this position, just guard position. Relax your knees. What I want you to do first of all is, from a backhand, reverse punch to the head, and then come back. So ish. Make sure that you always bring your hikate back to the hip. Try to engage the hip as you move. Knee. We'll just go slowly. San, shi, go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Now don't forget at the end of your punch, you need to make sure that you twist. Twist at the end of the strike. In what we're going to get into in a little bit, twisting is going to play a major part. We're going to twist into another punch now. So from this position, you put your punch out head level. Make sure that when it's head level, it's the same height as your mouth. Not your nose, not your forehead, but same height as your mouth. From this position, I want you to turn 90 degrees. Using your feet, turn and punch. And then come back to guard position from there. So we're now all on the side. We've all now turned 90 degrees. I don't know if it's a mirror image, I'm not quite sure. From this position now, just put the reverse punch out. So we now punch with the opposite arm. And again, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. The idea is to move when I count, by the way. Okay, so from this position now, twist to the front, back to guard position. We're going to do two punches. We're always going to start with our first reverse punch. So your first reverse punch is head level. You're then going to twist 90 degrees into your second punch, head level again, and then back to guard. Okay, so we're going to go from this position, head punch, reverse punch, and then twist 90 degrees into our head punch again, and then back to guard. When you come back to guard, just bring it back in a straight line. Don't be sloppy with it. All become clear shortly, but I want you to get that. I want you to get the twist of the feet, but also have that punching arm in there as well. So reverse punch first, twist and punch again. Guard. Head punch first, twist and punch again. Guard. So again, we're going back to guard every single time. Two punches, back to guard. Ish, guard. Knee, guard. San, shi, go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Okay, this time, instead of the second punch being a straight punch, I want it to be kind of a hook. Now when you hook punching, punch with the palm downwards. Don't punch with the palm towards you, or what's known as a farouche. Don't strike this way, strike this way. Don't put too much shoulder into it, so I don't want it to be sort of hiding behind the shoulder. So you're going to go straight punch first, and then you're going to twist into kind of a hook punch. You'll see the path on the next one. Reverse punch first, and then the hook punch doesn't come around this wide, but just off the body slightly, twisting as you go, finish the side of your own jaw. Use yourself as a guide. Reverse punch, twist and punch. Reverse punch, twist and punch. Reverse, twist. Reverse, twist. Reverse, twist. And again. And again. Go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Now, so I'll just face the front. How many we got? Oh, 8 of you. 8 of you, okay. What I want to do now is, if you have a partner with you and you've got focus mitts, how you would do this with focus mitts is, one focus mitt for the first punch will be straight. So we're holding one mitt this way, facing forwards. For the hook punch, so we've got one mitt straight here, the hook punch mitt will be on the side. So we can go head level, in for the hook, okay? And then you just reset every single time. Now, if you really, really want to, what you can do from this position is 1, 2, add your front kick and come back. Now, front kick isn't designed to come back, front kick is designed to follow through. But for the purposes of exercise and space, just come back, come a little bit closer. Reverse punch, hook, front kick if you really want to. Because your body's going around in this motion, round kick would also work as well, okay? Each, 1, 2, 3. Knee, 1, 2, 3. San, 2, 3. Shi. Now, the idea behind this is more a bit like a kumite drill. So we'll just finish with this. Finish this part with this. We're warming up, by the way. Kumite drill is when you throw your first punch. The goal here is that your partner goes off to your back leg side. So it will be this way. So as you're practicing this, from a kumite perspective, try and aim just at the side, okay? What that will do is that will make them motion this direction. So you'll be going here, they're motion off, and as they're motion off, that's when you put that crack in there. The footwork for that is a little bit different as well. You're not just standing still. You would execute forwards, and then as they go around to this side, that's when you would step again. So you do kind of 2 steps, okay? So if you want to put the 2 steps in now, we can do that. So we go extend forwards and punch. Don't forget to engage the hips. I'm punching off to the side slightly. Then from this position, we're going to move our back leg 90 degrees in for the hook punch. And then we'll just come back, just for argument's sake. Otherwise, you're going to be starting there, you go 1, 2, and you're going to find yourself moving forwards. So from here, reverse, put the step in, and then hook, and then just come back. Reverse step, reverse step. So it's 1, 2. And you're using your momentum forwards and off to the side, okay? So a couple more of those, then we'll get into something else. Yeesh. Knee. San. Be careful you don't put too much into it, otherwise you'll end up hitting walls. Shi. Go. So we're just resetting every time. Ruk. Okay, and relax. Now they're all warmed up, because it's warm, it is a warm evening, it's been a warm day. Yes, I'm a little bit pooped right now. Because it's a warm evening, we'll just try and have a break. You know, a couple of sips of water every now and again. Here we go. Okay, next thing. If you have a partner with you, I'm going to let you play around with this for a little bit. What I want you to do to begin with is what's called an uchi-uke block. Blocking around here, around the sort of sternum area. One hand, I have one hand up, try and mirror me, one hand back. Bring the one that's back across your gut, wrist to elbow. Now notice that when I did that, the wrist, the palm twisted. Going to be key when you do this with a partner. Pull across and twist. Not twist while pulling across. Pull across and twist. Remember that. So pull across and twist. This one stays down and it hooks. Same time, other hand comes back to the hip. Cross and twist. Let them both work in conjunction. Cross and twist in conjunction. Don't drop this block and scoop it around. Cross and twist and then hook. Cross and twist, hook. Cross and twist, palm down, hook. Cross and twist, hook. Anybody that's martial arts orientated, put a little bit of a hip in there. Hip tremor, hip in general. I am waving to you all, by the way. I'm just not going to the, not going backwards and forwards. So from this position here, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Cross and twist. Hook. Now when you hook, twist at the end. You'll notice that as I'm going through this, I'm sort of stopping and starting, just to give you time to either catch up or fat boy over here catch my breath. So from here, across, twist, key, hook. Another key to this is keeping the elbow down. So the elbow doesn't come across and the elbow doesn't rise up, and then hook. Imagine it's arm wrestling backwards. This one's resting on the table, for example. It stays there. Your goal here is about 1 fist distance from your floating rib. We'll get into some footwork with this in a second. We can also turn it to self-defense as well. So cross and twist, hook, elbow down. Cross and twist, hook, elbow down. And again, and again. Now if you want to feel really, really frisky, put what's known as kazamazuki. Now kazamazuki, I hope I'm not making this stuff up. Kazamazuki is a snap punch. So what we can do from a haikadechi position, from just a neutral position, haikadechi by the way is just feet 1 shoulder width wide from the balls of the feet. So what we can do from here is we can do our hook, forward hand, punch, out and back. It doesn't stay out there, so it doesn't hang. It just comes from blocking position, out and back. Just snap it out and back. Hook, snap it out and back. Hook, out and back. Hook, out and back. So you can see there's a little bit of a, well, there's not only a hip tremor, I think there's a belly tremor as well. So from here, hook, punch, hook, punch, hook, punch, hook, punch, hook, punch, hook, punch. Okay, this time we're going to step into this. So we're going to, again, try and mirror this for me, okay? Try and mirror this. So this arm here, which is my left arm, what I'm going to do is, imagine my left arm's being grabbed, or your left arm's being grabbed by somebody. If you're with a partner now, go ahead and do this, okay? So we're going to imagine that from this position, somebody's right arm is grabbing our left wrist, okay? Great for kids. I don't think it's great to steal kids this way, but it's great to teach kids, okay? Because from a self-defense point of view, an attacker's going to be same arm to same arm, so right arm to left arm, or left arm to right arm, if that makes sense. So from here, we can simulate a grab. This leg here, my left leg now, so the arm's being grabbed, I'm going to step. As I step, you'll notice that I'm sideways stepping slightly. This is called Tai Sabaki. We're not going straight forwards. We're just going to upgrade our position. And as you upgrade our position, remember the first stage of this was across, palm downwards. That's all you're going to do. So from here, we're going to step and pull, and then come back. Body's going to turn off slightly. Step and pull. Across. It kind of turns into what's known as a kagi zuki, which is this kind of punch, kind of like a short punch, but slightly angled. And as you move, I'll do it on the side so you can see, step, tighten as you possibly can. And notice I'm bringing this back leg up as well to just shuffle. So there's a slight shuffle with the feet. So we're going to step in and pull in. Good practice, I'll do it this far back so you can see. Step, pull. Now it's good practice to have the hikate coming back to the hip. Just for the sake of doing it, all right? And I want your feedback after this video as well, because I've got an idea, but I don't know how it's going to work. So from this position, step, as you're stepping, pulling at the same time. So by the time this backhand, this forward hand, sorry, has got across the gut line, across the opposite side of the body, this back foot's caught up. So it's kind of going to go from here, 1, pulled in, and then 2. And again with that hikate. We'll put the hikate in, we'll put the hikate as returning hand, okay? So whenever I use hikate, this is it. We'll put a counter attack in there in a second. So from here we're going to step, and if you want to, just palm heel to the face. Palm heel, teisho. This is your teisho. Try not to punch. I mean, you can punch if you want. I'll give you different things that you can throw in. So from this position you can come, one, and then with the same hand, slight shuffle with the front leg, Yoko MP. So we'd be going, we're going to cross, rising up, striking upwards. And as we strike upwards, we push the body into the Yoko MP. So we've got 2 strikes there. You can mix and match it how you want for now. So we step and block, step and pull, one, and then we can either teisho, or we can Yoko MP. Now, if you're working with a partner right now, which there's a few, if you're working with a partner right now, chances are you'll be stepping on the outside edge. So if I'm the partner, I'm grabbing here, you're going to be stepping on the right side of them, outside their foot line. Not inside the foot line, outside the foot line. And you're going to find that their arm now is across. Is across here, and you've broken the grip because you pulled across and twisted. Not you are twisted, you've twisted the wrist. So from here, doesn't matter if you Yoko MP to the chest, or if you get high up and Yoko MP. If you want to extend into a full Zen Kutsu or in sumo stance and Yoko MP, you can do. That means that the person over you, but just be careful, all right? Just be really careful. So pull across. Next technique, whatever it might be. Some of you out there might be sort of saying to yourself, well, that's a bit like Seppai. Yeah, it is a little bit, but not what I'm thinking. So pull across. Strike, whichever strike you want to do, teisho or Yoko MP. Ish, cross, strike. Cross, strike. Cross, strike. Okay, so that's with the person grabbing right arm to our left arm. Okay? Now they're going to be grabbing our left arm with their left arm. Same arm's going to be working, so we're still working this. Okay? Instead of just pulling across though, what's going to happen is, arms grabbed, we're going to step, so I'm the attacker as well. So from this position, I've stepped in, attacker's still got a hold. This is where my hook comes into play. So I'm going to hook from this position. So as you step in, they've grabbed you. Why they grab across your body, I don't know, but let's just amuse me for argument's sake. They've still got hold, you've stepped into the hand, not brought them into you, but you've moved into your hand, and then elbows down and you've hooked. From that position, you can release the grip. So we turn, turn, stepping, turning. Remember exercise we did? Boom, boom. All comes together. Neutral position, stood waiting for the bus, wherever. Somebody comes across, grab your wrist, hook, and again, hook, and again, hook. Now, once you've done this, you've got different options. You can either, so let's imagine now, we stepped across, we've hooked. Their arm is now on the outside of ours. We turn around, we grab the arm. We can either pull their wrist in while striking towards their elbow. We can pull their arm down while striking towards the jawline. We can strike short punch towards the ribs. Or we can play around with the counter attack, okay? So we're just going to step this leg out and hook. This arm don't panic too much about this arm. I mean, use it, but I'm just sort of, going through this. Yeesh. Keep the elbows down all the way. Don't let this happen as you move. It's still this. Nothing's changed. The only thing difference is we're moving the body. Knee. So what you'll notice is that as we step in, pulling this hand across, front foot then executes the whip around. We'll start putting a technique in there now. So we're going to come across, we've hooked, grab the wrist. So there now, we've gone from wrist here to now wrist here, okay? So we've hooked, wrist, bomb, wrist. Grab, hook, wrist. Yeah, you do have to fiddle around with the wrist a little bit. Grab, and then from this position, pull in, strike towards the elbow. Don't strike towards the shoulder, don't strike towards the forearm. If you're going to strike anywhere, strike elbow level, okay? Anywhere sort of within that section. It doesn't have to be bang on the elbow because, you've got to be really, really specific with that. Step in again, pull the hand down, strike towards the head with whatever you want. Some people out there might want to knuckle-tae to the side of the neck, knuckle-tae spear hand to the side of the neck. Some people might want to just strike towards the side of the neck. You might want to strike towards the temple with the fist, or with your ippon ken into the temple. Doesn't really matter. You might just want to go for the ribs, uppercut towards the rib area. Not straight out. You would uppercut into this area, okay? So you wouldn't come this way, uppercut. But I quite like the arm one. So yeah, it's got to be real in here. So we're going to hook and then strike. We're going to hook, strike. Now, if you are with a partner, and it's good to practice with a partner, before you do your strike, grab, step forwards. So now their arm is kind of here, and then just push down. Remember, we are pulling their wrist in, pushing the elbow down. You'll find they'll be, where will they be? They'll be over here somewhere. So, you know, give me a 10 out of 10 for acting. Okay, so hook and then strike. Hook and then strike. Okay. Now, what I want you to do with this position is same sort of thing, but we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to work with the right arm. So imagine somebody's grabbing left arm to our right arm. Okay. With that, we just pull across. And again, pull across. Don't forget, you've got to come across and twist. It's not good if it's this way. Pull across and twist. First rule, if somebody's grabbing your wrist, pull and twist. Okay? What the twist does, is if somebody's grabbing your wrist, the gap between the index finger or the fingers and the thumb, it releases that. Okay, it's what I would call a thumb gate. So you release that. So we're going this way now. Cross. And then if you want to put a technique in there, you can do. I'm going to let you play around with that. So add whatever technique in you want. If you're going to go off on an angle, if you're going to come through this direction, make sure you don't just punch. Make sure there's that full twist in there. Okay, cross, and then punch. Now we're going to go the other way. So it's going to be this step in this way, but hooking this time. So we're going to hook, and then come back. Hook, come back. Hook, come back. Add in the strike. I've given you different levels, different strikes you can work with. Teisho, seiken, nukate, whatever you want to do. Choice is entirely yours. It's up to you. So hook, add your strike. You're going to hook, add your strike. Hook again, add your strike. Some of you will notice that this is from kata called cipher. Oh, is it? Yes, it is. Because what you're doing is basic bunkai cipher is it's a wrist grab. Okay, that's the most basic version. And what we're doing is we're stepping in, pulling across. Then this backhand is meant to come around and clip the elbow. Then a back fist happens. But we're using the backhand, not in a clipping motion, but more in an attack motion. Okay? So we come around and then strike through. Now, if you want to, after the strike through, because your partner is now going to be over here somewhere, 1, 2, so we're not going straight anymore, we're going off to an angle, you can then put it's called a kin-geri, K-I-N geri. It's aim for the groin, instep of the foot, aim for the groin, and it's called a kin-geri because it hurts when you get kicked. So, yeah, probably, hopefully. But we're just working on one block. You know, I want to go back to what we did on Saturday and execute a double Jordan block and show you what that can be used for as well. So from this position, whichever way you want to go, don't forget if you're stepping off to the opposite side what you're being grabbed, it's a hook. If you're stepping off to the side that you are being grabbed, it's just a cross. All right? With your technique, with your teisho, with whatever technique you want to do. Okay? Choice is yours. You can even, if you're feeling really, really horrible, you can even go from here, 1, and then knife hand, shuto, up towards the neck area. Oh, where's Steve Atkin when you need him? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So from there, just again, hook, and then whatever comes next. I'll let you just play around with each side, hook, whatever comes next. And then from this position, hook, whatever comes next. And then from here, hook, and whatever comes next. Okay. So you can play around with that. One other thing this is for a kata called Basai Dai, which in Tadashi is the fourth kata. Now, why this ties in with Basai Dai is because we are hook blocking. So now what I want you to do, I want you to do 2 hook blocks, but we're going to have one leg back, pick a leg, doesn't matter which, and I want you to do your first hook block over that forward leg. And then your second hook block comes around, engagement with the hips, and then come back to square one. So we're going to hook, and we're going to hook, and then back. We're going to hook, and then we're going to hook. Okay, hook block, and then back. Why they're called blocks, I've got no idea, because they're not blocks. Uke means to receive. To block something to me would be to stop something dead. And we don't, with every technique that we block, we just redirect it. We don't block it as such, we just redirect. So uke means to receive, not to block. Okay, so we're not stopping something dead. You want to stop something dead? Use your head as the block. Use your stomach as the block. Use whatever you've got as the block, and that'll stop the punch dead. But for now, we're just going to redirect. So punch coming forwards, we're going to hook, and then from this position, hook again. Now, when you do the first hook, if you want to start from a Haikadachi position, step in, you can do, and then your hips are off, hook again, you can do. Hips are on. So you start from neutral position, hips off, hips on for the blocks. And again, this ties into Kata Basai Dai, because there's a lot of reverse blocking in this. Plus, it's going to take us into our next part, which is going to be the double Jordan block. So, whichever leg forward you want, first block, second block. First block, second block. Just alternate sides if you want as well. First block, second block. And then again, 1, 2, and then again, 2, and again, 2. Now, the other thing with this block is it can be used as a strike. How, I hear you all ask. Don't all start typing how. Because what you're doing is as you come across, this part here, hooking, can be a little bit higher, and we're aiming towards, we've gone 1, 2. So we can aim towards the front of the face. I don't know what this part of the strike is called. I know that's a tetsu, but I don't know what this part of the strike is called. But you can use this part as a strike. It won't be destructive, but it might sting a little bit if caught in the right place. So again, hook, block, hook, block, and again, wrong block, he did it wrong, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay, now don't forget, we did 1, 2. So when you're doing this, 1, 2, 3. You put that little bit of a hook in there as well with the elbow out slightly. I'll just come straight forwards. If you're going to come straight forwards, in fact, even with the hook, just gamaku, hip tremor. Here, here. Boom. Just make it snap. Don't leave it out there hanging. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave this live. I'm going to let you play around with what we've just done, and then we'll get into a little bit of kumite footwork. I'll know what we're going to do the double Jordan block. So we'll get into the double Jordan block, and then we'll go into a little bit of kata. And what we'll do is we'll go through what we've been doing today. Actually, we'll go through the first steps of cipher, and then you can start learning cipher. So by the time that Corona is gone, then you'll all know at least cipher. First and second as well, don't forget those. This also ties in with first and second. I know I said I was going to leave it live. This also ties in with first and second. step, boom, this step in here, and from there, step in. So it all kind of ties in together, first, second, and cipher. Then the kick also in cipher, 1, 2, and so on. So I'm going to leave this live. I'm going to come back in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to let you play around. I'm going to get some air. Oh, there's 10 of you still watching. Yippee! And I'll see you in 2 or 3. Keep your comments clean. Well, you're all still there, look at you. Aren't you good? All right, moving on to our next thing, which is a double Jordan Ag UK. So we're going to take some of the footwork we've done today, and we're going to take an exercise that we did on Saturday. But instead of putting a strike in there and a kick, we're going to do 2 Jordans. So the Jordan Ag UK, whichever arm it is, comes to the opposite side and goes upwards. Okay, so it doesn't go around. It just goes from where you are upwards. Okay, I'm keeping the hand open for a reason, so you can see that there's a twist at the very end. So we'll start with the leg back, whichever leg you want. Try and mirror. From this position, forward hand, hook up. And then the back hand comes across, hook up again, and then back. All this will be coming to, it'll come to fruition if you have a partner with you. And if you don't, then I would say don't go down the pub and practice this, because there's no pubs open. So, I mean, don't pick some randomer off the street. Even even muggers these days have got to stay 2 meters away. So from here, hook. So you're going to Jordan up, across the opposite side with my right arm, which hopefully is your left, and then hook upwards, and then back. So we're going to come back to guard position every time. So we hook, and then from here, hook. Notice that we're twisting the hip in, because this hip twist, as we done Saturday, is going to take us into our next step. Okay, so imagine that an attacker's coming forwards, you've hooked. So you caught the hook punch. Okay, so hook punch coming in, boom, you caught the first one. On the outside of the arm, as we did on Saturday's video, you might have to review that to get this. We're then going to just from here pull in and then strike upwards. Now, because we're on a frontal attack, we're going to strike upwards underneath the chin. And as you can hear, there's not a lot of pressure there. But if you can imagine the bone of the forearm pulling in, striking upwards, then there's your second Jordan Iger UK, which is now being used as a block, and your second one's a strike. Now, different ways you can do this. We can hook one to gain momentum. We can shuffle, step forwards. Or we can just, depending on distance, we can hook one and step through. I'll let you play around with it. Now, if you're going to do the step, you can do the shuffle. Instead of the step forwards, step backwards first, then step forwards. What that will help you do is it will help you gain that momentum. Remember when I said about putting the hip in? The hip is going to help you with that reaction through. It's going to help you with that step through. So you've got your first hook, then your second hook. First hook, second hook. Sorry, Jordan block. I'm slow on this. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2. Notice there's not a lot of movement around here with the first block, because it's almost like, please, just up. Now, what some of you might also notice, because we're putting a step in with our right leg, we're starting off with our left. I'll come into this in a second. We're starting off with our left leg forwards, well, my left leg forwards anyway, and I'm blocking my left arm. And I'm going to change, I'm going to put my right leg forwards and block my right arm, okay? If you want to comment as to where you think that's from, feel free to do so. Answers at the end. So from here, left arm block, step, through. And again, forearm under the chin, under the neck, okay, which would, your partner would be kind of here, took the first block, and then here for the second block. Your leg will be stepping around the back, enabling this. So, hook, Jordan 1, step 2, then revert back to square one. Even if you are step, you're still finishing right leg forwards. Oh yeah, we'll get it. So from there, Jordan, block. Now put the step. Jordan, step, come back. Jordan, step, come back. The answer to the question is Kankudai. Kankudai, 1, 2. We're blocking head level with our left arm first, head level with our right arm second. We're going off to the side, but that doesn't mean to say that's what the kata does. You know, hook punch comes in, 1, 2. There's your first step of Kankudai. Block the hook, struck towards the neck. There's your first step of Kankudai in a basic form, okay? You wouldn't do this. All right, it's just there for a reason, which is shoot on. So, block, 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 and block. Now, one thing I forgot to say to you on Saturday was when you were doing the Jordan block first and you were putting this pull in, again, it's not, you can't pause there. They've kind of got to roll into the other one. So you can't just stop and then hope for the best. The focus here is 1, 2. You've blocked and then pull back. It's got to be an instant thing. It's got to be a straight away kind of thing. Bum, bum, and back. Okay? The same thing with the stepping now. You can't just stop now and then block. And you can't just stop and block. Or you can't just stop, step back, have a cup of coffee and block. They've got to be bump on one straight after the other. As soon as one's finished, the next one's on its way out anyway. So as soon as you get to this point here, at the end of the block, you're already moving forwards into your next technique. So from here, ich, come back. Ni, come back. San, shi, come back. Go, back. Rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay, so that again is something else you can play with a partner. A lot of what I do does, you need a partner with it. So this would be the point in the class where I would say, yeah, it would be the point in the class where I would say, find a partner, let's spend the next 10 minutes or so applying what we've just done, all right? So even though I said I'll probably go for an hour, probably won't go for an hour. This gives me an opportunity now to just, well, it would do, if we're just to walk around, just check, feedback if I possibly could. which I generally do anyway. So this would be the part where you'd all find somebody to partner up with and you'd work on it. So I hope at some point you can work on it with somebody. You don't have to go all out. Just work on technique first. Technique always comes first. Speed and power comes second and third. Okay? Out of those three things, technique, speed and power, technique is paramount. Technique is everything. It's the thing that sort of builds everything else. Okay? So work on your technique first, and then the rest you can follow on with. It is warm in there. It is warm in here. I'm sweating my cobs off, I tell you. Is that because I've got a bat signal? Okay, so what's next? What's next? Let's do a little bit of kata, just to get you into cipher. All right. So first and second, we'll leave that for now. First and second for a lot of styles is exactly the same pattern. It's a basic H shape or a basic letter I, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's to the side, down the middle, to the side, down the middle, to the side. Okay, so you're forming this H. Okay, cipher, we've just been doing this. So we're going to start off with, and this is where you don't mirror. I want you to just listen to exactly what I'm saying for you to do, and this is what I want you to do. Okay, and we'll go through the first couple of steps, and then we'll call it a day there. So you're going to go right leg first. I'm going to use my right leg, you're going to use your right leg. Now, whichever leg moves, that's the hip, the hands, not hands are going to come to. So we're going to move our right leg first. And as we move our right leg, the right hand is closed, left hand is open, and it comes to the hip. Now notice that with steps, we're going off on an angle. We're going off Tai Sabaki style, we're avoiding. All right, so our attacker's in front of us. We're going to step around our attacker, okay? So we've grabbed our wrist, we're going to step in, and as we drag our left leg in, left leg's going to come into what's known as Haisukudachi, feet together. So we're going to drag our left leg in and pull our hands across the gut, just as we were doing before. So you've already done this. You've already been here before. So right leg steps, hands come to the right hip. Left leg drags in and we turn 90 degrees and we pull across. Hands just literally as they are with a twist. Don't forget that twist, it's key. So start again. We're going to go right leg out, hands on the right hip. I'm doing this really, really loosely, by the way. From there, left leg drags in and we pull the hands across to our left hip. So what we end up doing is as we step our right leg out, we go to the right hip. Shouldn't do that like a capital D. And then as we drag our left leg in, that's when the hands come in. And everything's kind of working in conjunction with each other, okay? So one more time, then we'll move on to the next little move. From this position, right leg, right hip. Left leg drags in, left hip, okay? Now, from this sideways on position, our attacker's now here, kind of, or here, okay? They're in this vicinity. What we're going to do is we're going to step our left leg back into what's known as shikodachi, sumo stance. And as we do that, our open hand, which is our left hand, is just going to simply come up, cut across the face, clip the right elbow, okay? Then the right elbow is going to come out, comes out on the inside, and we're going to execute uruch with the hand finishing on solar plex and back fist. So this is uruch, back fist, okay? So frontwards on point of view would be step, drag and pull, step back and block, back fist and back. Sideways on point of view would be right hip, right leg, left hip, left leg, left leg back, left arm across, clip the elbow, back fist. Now, timing for that, and again, when people are doing kata, one thing that I do see a lot of errors in is timing. People are not sure what, how fast things are meant to be. This first move is slow to fast. So as you step in, it's fast. As you step back, it's all one movement. The goal here is to have 1, 2, 3, finish at the same time. Okay? That's your first move. So we go right, across the left, block, back fist. Now all we're going to do is, we're going to do the same thing but on the left side. So look at lifting weights with one arm and not using this arm. So we're going to use our left side, okay? We're going to step our left leg, and again we've gone off an angle. I'll shuffle, we're going off an angle, hands come to the left hip. This time the left hand is closed, right hand is open. Drag the right leg into the left foot, pull across as you drag. So it all happens together. You're then going to step your right leg back, right arm comes up, clips the left elbow, executes your back fist. Now what I want you to do is do the same thing again that you did in the beginning. Right leg, right hip, left leg, left hip. Left leg back, left arm blocks, right arm executes the back fist, okay? Some drills you can use with that. So that's just the first 6 counts of kata cipher. Rip and tear, or the rolling waves, okay? So the timing for this position is and you just repeat that 3 times, all right? I'm not going to do it because I ain't got the space, okay? But if you want to have the space, you want to do it on the spot. I did show you how to do it on the spot on Saturday's video. So the drill you can use for that is basically what we've just done. We step in and we pull across. From here, we can execute back fist. There's drill number 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Drill number 2 is from this position, we pull across, and then from here we can block downwards on back fist. So we're putting the step in. There's drill number 2. 1, 2. Drill number 3, which is a kumite drill. Okay, so you can use this in kumite. From a guard position, block, back fist. So what we're doing is, the kata is, you're moving out of the line of the opponent. Okay, they're in front of you. Whereas what we're just doing it on different angles now. Okay, so just showing you a couple of different ways we can use that first couple of moves. So somebody's here with the guard up. You're going to bring your backhand around, dropping their guard down. And as their guard drops, you're going to come over the top with your back fist, or with a side back fist. Okay. So your kumite drill from here is 1. Notice there's a step there as well. Now if you really want to get frisky, you can drag in. And if you drag in, you put something else in there as well, because what you're doing is you are moving close to your target. So you're going to put something else in there or retreat fast. Okay? So drill number 1, neutral, here. Remember, twist. Got to put the twist in. I'll read your comments in a minute. But I want your feedback as well. I want to say something at the end. So drill number 1 is just twist. Drill number 2, 1. Now remember, we're doing this. Put a strike in here. Clip, back fist. Step, clip, back fist. And then your kumite drill number 3, here. Here. Okay? Notice how it rolls together. Down, strike. Clip, push the guard down, strike. Okay, quick feedback for you, well for me really. Now, what I'd like to know is, first of all, I've gone live with this on my personal page. And what I'm going to do once I finish this is I've got an option to share this or delete it, which means that anybody that's not seen it, I'm going to share this one, but anyone that's not seen it won't see it. Should I share them all on Tadashi and YouTube, or should I delete what we're doing? Okay, because I'm going to do this again. So should I delete what I'm doing or share them all? Feedback and comments in the bottom, please. The other thing is, should I go live as me, or should I go live on Tadashi Karate Do page? That's your second part of your feedback. So I need to know whether to. I'm going to share this one, but the rest of the videos you get an option to either share it or delete it. Should I share them all, so that people can catch up. I like to do it real time, really. Should I share them all so people can catch up, or delete? Then the second thing is, should I go live as me, or should I go live on Tadashi Ru Karate Do? Okay, there's your 2 questions that I'd like you all to answer. Comments in the bottom, inbox me if you want to. Other than that, stay safe. Hope you've got something. I hope you're a little bit sweaty, because I know I'm very sweaty. I think I've earned myself a drink, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to plan the next one for Saturday morning. Saturday morning, maybe 11 o'clock. We might do 11 till 12 on Saturday. All right, but I'll put it out there anyway. All right. Sayonara.